بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Imam Tahawyah rahimahullah says, when he mentioned many aspects of Aqidah, he ended by saying, فهذا جملة ما يحتاج إليه أو يحتاج إليه. فهذا جملة ما يحتاج إليه من هو منور قلبه من أولياء الله تعالى، وهي درجة الراسخين في العلم، لأن العلم علمان: علم في الخلق موجود وعلم في الخلق مفقود، فإنكار العلم الموجود كفر، وادعاء العلم المفقود كفر، ولا يثبت الإيمان إلا بقبول العلم الموجود وترك العلم المفقود. طيب. The translation is, this is in general what one needs to know. The one whom Allah had lightened his heart among those awliya of Allah, and this is the rank, the high rank of the level, the grade of those rasikhun fil ilm, those who are steady in knowledge. What's the meaning of rasikh? We'll come to this before we'd like to explain the meaning of the word awliyaullah. Who are awliyaullah? How can someone become among the awliya of Allah? How to be wali? Is it to have a long white beard, green turban, surrounding himself with a big rosary? People come to him and just rub, touch his clothes, taking barakah from him. Is this the wali? If this is not the wali, then who's the wali? Ahsantum, barakallah fikum, zadakumullahu ilman. Two conditions for someone to become wali of Allah: to fear Allah, to believe in Allah, and to fear Allah. الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون. Can a garbage man become wali? You know the garbage man, trasher. Do you call trasher? Zabbal, sweeper. Can a sweeper be wali? Yes or no? Yes. Subhanallah. The narrator in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim mentioned either a man or a woman. Yani the narrator himself didn't know who's that. A sweeper of the mosque. He didn't even exhaust himself, make effort to know whether he's a male or female. Because what? Because he's a sweeper. He was sweeping the mosque. Then he or she died. He or she died. Then the Prophet ﷺ asked about him or her. Still the narrator is doubtful whether be it a male or female. Then he asked about him or her. Then they told the Prophet ﷺ that he or she died and was buried. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, shouldn't you be informing me about his or her death? They said, "Oh Prophet, you were sleeping and we didn't want to bother you." Then the Prophet ﷺ specified him, in a special janazah prayer, funeral prayer, that gave this person a high rank, while he was not known, even to the extent that, was it a male or a female? Who cares about sweeper? The Prophet cared about sweeper. So a sweeping person, zabbal, sabbak, plumber, can be wali. It's not a special classic level that we can see with some Sufi cults. The wali should be with a long white beard, with special uniform, wali uniform, wali uniform, all right? And people try, they get crowded, surrounding him just to take one, masah, one touch, so they'll be blessed. Majalis al-ilm hiya al-barakah. You know this session that you're gathering in? Wallahi, this is the spot of barakah. And these sessions are the place where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant His blessings and mercy. Why? Why do we gather here? Are we in a marketplace? No. We are in a place to know more about Allah, to correct our belief in Allah, to seek knowledge that pleases Allah on us. So that's the wali. What about saying وهي درجة الراسخين في العلم راسخون في العلم Who are الراسخون في العلم? الراسخ, the source of that is رسوخ, rootage, deep rootedness, firmness, fixedness, stability, strength, constancy, steadiness, solidity, steadfastness. All of those give the meaning of rusukh. And the closest one is the one who is rooted in knowledge. Rooted, who has the rooted knowledge. Who's he? Number one, الراسخون في العلم, those who are so eager to get the knowledge that Allah revealed to His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Second, those who are so keen not to exceed the knowledge was given to them, searching for something that the Prophet did not tell them. And this used to be even at the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, "Inna Allah kataba alaykum al-hajj fahujju." Allah had ordained Hajj on you, so perform Hajj. Then a man stood up and said, "Afi kulli aamin ya Rasulullah?" Every year it is wajib, O Rasulullah? Every year? Look at the wise answer of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, لو قلت نعم لوجبت ولما استطعتم. If I said yes, it will become obligatory and you will not be able to do. What was meant by the missed knowledge is the knowledge that Allah did not reveal to His Prophet. So you should not be delving yourself in details that had not been given to you. This is the meaning of the missed or the lost knowledge. I think he's talking about the unseen, the knowledge of the unseen. So anything that had been kept away from your seen, you should not be delving yourself in searching for it and looking for it. So there are people who try to seek the knowledge that was not given. If it was a matter of deen that we need, Allah would have been revealing it to the Prophet ﷺ. So number one are those who are keen to get the knowledge that Allah revealed to the Prophet. Number two, they are so keen to avoid searching thoroughly in something that had not been given to them. It had not been given to the Prophet ﷺ. Among their rootedness in knowledge, that also وَلَا يُحَرِّفُونَ مَعَانِي, they don't twist the meaning of what Allah revealed to His Prophet ﷺ. Just like what the Ash'ari did, to the extent that they became imitating the types of ta'wil that the Mu'tazila did. And we're going to come to this. Such as people who said that al-arsh huwa al-ilm, al-kursi huwa al-ilm. The throne of Allah is the knowledge of Allah. I wonder, how come the arsh of Allah be the knowledge of Allah? And what about those 8 angels who are lifting His throne? They are lifting His knowledge? You can see that it's easy to refute these types of what they call it, so-called ta'wil, which is, in a matter of fact, tahrif, assertion, twisting the meanings. The fourth character of those rasikhuna fil ilm, they do not refuse what Allah revealed unto His Prophet ﷺ. They do not refuse the illustration of the Salaf to the book and the Sunnah. They don't refuse it. Why do we say that? Because among the Ash'aris are those who are called mufawwidah. Mufawwidah. In terms of the attributes of Allah, they say, we do not, Allah knows what did it mean. We do not know. We should not burden ourselves in searching thoroughly, deeply, the meanings of the attributes of Allah. Allahu A'lam, what did Allah mean with them? Subhanallah. When someone describes himself to you, normally, when we needed to know the description of a person, why we need the description? To know or to become ignorant? As I mentioned to you before, imagine I don't know anything about the attributes of a lion. And suddenly someone said to me, on the door here there's a lion is about to enter. If I don't know anything about the lion's attributes, I'll be saying, well, tell him to welcome. Please, let him in. I don't know the attributes of the lion. But when I know the attributes of the lion, I say, oh, you have to hide. There's a lion here. So when we talk about the matter, the subject of attributes means something to be known in order to know what this person is attributed with. So how come we have this Ash'ari cult? They call themselves Mufawwidah. What does it mean, Mufawwidah? They authorize the matter of the attributes to Allah. We don't know what it means. Are those rasikhun fil ilm? They are rooted in ilm or rooted in jahl, ignorance? How can we call them rooted in knowledge while they refuse to get the knowledge about Allah's attributes? How come? Mujahid is the one who took the knowledge, the tafsir of the Quran from Ibn Abbas. What did he say? أنا من الراسخين في العلم الذين يعلمون تأويله. I am among the rasikheen fil ilm who know the ta'wil of the Quran, the book of Allah. Where is the ayah that talk about that? هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات فأما الذين في قلوبهم زيغ فيتبعون ما تشابه منه ابتغاء الفتنة وابتغاء تأويله وما يعلم تأويله إلا الله والراسخون في العلم يقولون آمنا به كل من عند ربنا. The Salaf have different 2 stations at this ayah. Some of them, they stop at وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ. They stop here. Then they continue يَقُولُونَ آمَنَّا بِهِ كُلٌّ مِّنْ عِنْدِ رَبِّنَا. Some others of the Salaf, they stopped at this. وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ يَقُولُونَ آمَنَّا بِهِ كُلٌّ مِّنْ عِنْدِ رَبِّنَا. Yani, those are 2 different places where the Salaf stop. Are they contradictory? No, both are correct. How? وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ, yani, no one knows the ta'wil, the tafsir, the illustration of those mutashabihat except Allah. And the rooted people of knowledge, they say, we believed it. It's from our Lord. So when Allah only knows what it means, what is it talking about here? It's talking about the howness of Allah's attributes. They believe it, and they say it's from our Lord. Because we do not indulge ourselves, neither the Salaf. No one is allowed to indulge himself about how Allah look like, about the howness of Allah. How is Allah? How is this? How? About how? No one knows, even the scholars. About the meaning, yes, the scholars know. So stopping at وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, it's talking about what? The howness. Yes, scholars stop here. They don't know how. But regarding the meaning of Allah's attributes, yes, they do know. They do know. So if you stop at one of those, and you take for your choice the first or the second, it's okay. Because both are authentically narrated from as-Salaf, as to stand on one of these two stations of the ayah. And both give different meanings, and both are correct. If you stop at وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, it indicates what? About Allah's how. When the Salaf stopped at وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ, يعني that means Allah and those who are rooted in knowledge, they know its meaning. So there's no contradiction here. Clear to you? Yes. Alhamdulillah. If it's clear to you, that means it's going to be clear on everybody. Jazakallah khairan. So, no wonder that Mujahid said, أنا من الراسخين في العلم الذين يعلمون تأويله. So, which means, الإيمان به لا يعني الجهل فيه. To believe in these mutashabihat, it doesn't mean that you should be ignorant with. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala signified the rooted people of knowledge, signified them in what? In what He signified them? In knowledge. He described them to be rooted in knowledge. And not knowing what Allah described Himself with, not knowing the meaning of what Allah described Himself with, is a root of jahl, is a rooting of jahl, is rooted ignorance. How can this be the attribute of those who are rooted in knowledge? It can't be. طيب. So I said here in Arabic, وَأَمَّا الْوُقُوفِ عِنْدُ وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهِ فتفيد عدم معرفة العلماء لحقيقته وكيفيته. لكن السلف, now this is the question that we have to ask. This is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Did as-Salaf explain, illustrated the attributes of Allah or not? A lot. Just open the book Tafsir al-Tabari. You will find always Sahaba, Tabi'un, they're explaining the meanings of Allah's attributes. I'll give you one example. In Sahih al-Bukhari, Kitab al-Tawheed, Bab, what's the meaning of Bab? Chapters, subtitle. The chapter is Kitab. Under the Kitab, there are many subtitles. We call the subtitle Bab because it's the branch of the book. So I think we call the chapter, we call the Kitab chapter, and the subtitle Bab. Okay? Right. So under the Kitab of At-Tawheed, Al-Bukhari included this chapter with a subtitle called Bab wa kana arshuhu ala al-ma', and his throne was, it doesn't mean it's not anymore, still yani. His throne is over the water. The throne of Allah is over the water. Under this subtitle, he brought the illustration of Mujahid and Abil Aliyah. Both Mujahid and Abu Aliyah, they took the tafsir of Quran from who? From Ibn Abbas. What did they explain the meaning of Allah is over his throne, or stawa ala al-arsh, he went over his throne? Mujahid said, irtafa, ala al-arsh. Ala fawqa al-arsh, he went over it. Abu Aliyah said, irtafa. Both ala and irtafa, they are both close meanings, simultaneous meanings. It took me 1 month to be able to say simultaneously. Last week I was giving khutbah, and I wanted to say consecutively, and something happened to my mouth. Consequently. Oh. And it became fitna to all the people in the mosque who do not know that you should not be speaking. They were correcting me. And I was going to say to them, your Friday is cancelled, your Friday is cancelled, your Friday is cancelled. Yeah. So, simultaneously, they're so close. They give the same meaning. Ala irtafa. Isn't this an illustration of the attribute of Allah? Yes, it is. So why some people say, no, we don't know what it means, Allahu a'lam. Then why Allah revealed to His Prophet His attributes? To be known? Or only to be stored in the Quran? Is the Quran a place of a storage of words, that's all? Didn't Allah say, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ إِلَيْكَ مُبَارَكٌ لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. A book that we revealed unto you, blessed one. So they will be pondering its meanings. They'll be thinking about its verses, understand it. So it was revealed to be understood. Not to say to me, Allahu A'lam. Yeah, there's one thing that we don't know in the Quran. And as I mentioned to you, brother, before, it is not a word. It is assembled letters without, you can't say it's a word. Alif, Lam, Mim, yes. Ha, Mim, Ain, Sin, Qaf, yes. Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad, yes. Ta, Sin, Mim, yes. Taha. Some Sufis say, Taha is the name of the Prophet, and Allah was calling him, Ya Taha. I said, what about Yasin? Yasin. So is the name of the Prophet Sin? What is the matter with those people? And those people who said tafweed, mufawwida, we don't know, we authorize the knowing the meanings of Allah's attributes to Allah Himself. We don't know anything. It will be a matter of mughalata, falsifying, mukabara, arrogance. If you seek to refrain yourself to avoid, to be cautious from what the Salaf did not refrain themselves from. When the Salaf illustrate something and you come and say, no, we should not. Do you have more fear? Are you more fearful to Allah than the Salaf? You can be more fearful to Allah than the Salaf who illustrated Allah's attributes. Who are you compared to them? And who are the Salaf? The disciples of Ibn Abbas. How can you claim? How can you claim that you have more wara', more fear from Allah than the Salaf? It can't be. But those are opposed by another cult of who are the first are mufawwida, right? The second are mu'awwila. The first mufawwida who say, no, we don't know the meanings of Allah's attributes. They were confronted by Ash'aris who say to them, that can't be. That means the Prophet was ignorant about Allah's attributes? Oh, come on. So they were first by the same people of Ash'aris who said that, right, that's good with those Ash'ari, but at the same time, those who said you must make ta'wil, they also fell in another trap of the devil by imitating those Mu'tazila. Who are Mu'tazila? Mu'tazila who are following the Jahmiyyah. All the Ummah of Islam, they agree that those Mu'tazila are misguided people. And Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari himself was one of them. One of the leaders of Mu'tazila who married the mother of Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari. And Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari was qualifying him, preparing him to be a debater against the ancient atheists. You know, this atheism today is not a new thing. Those atheist people, they have salaf. Who are those? As-Sunniyah. As-Sunniyah used to be debating to prove that there is no existence for God. And Mu'tazila were debating them. They were always debating with them. Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari was one of those Mu'tazila. Mu'tazila means literally in Arabic, or if we translate it, isolated people. Because Al-Hasan al-Basri, when he saw them, and many other scholars, when they saw those people, he said, isolate them. Keep yourself away from them. They are dallun. So they were called Mu'tazila, isolated people. So all the Ummah, Ahlul Sunnah and the Ash'aris, they all agree that those Mu'tazila are dallun. Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari, he stayed with them for 40 years. Then he freed himself from them. He said, those are dallin. The leader of those Mu'tazila at the time of Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari was Abu Ali al-Jubba'i, who married the mother of Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari. Then Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari freed himself, isolated himself, or let's say, dissociated himself from them, declaring that I follow the way of Ahmad ibn Hanbal. He is the leader, the Imam of Ahl Sunnah, so I follow his way. So how many cults we have among the Ash'aris? Mufawwida and Mu'awwila. Mufawwida said, we don't know the meanings of Allah's attributes. Mu'awwila say, yes, we know the meanings. But they twist the right meanings into false meanings. As a result, both had denied the correctness of the matter of Allah's names and attributes. Mufawwida denied them by saying we don't know the meaning. Mu'awwila denied them by giving different names, different meanings. But this ta'wil that those Mu'awwila have, is it a knowledge? It is not knowledge. Why it is not? Because they have admitted that the ta'wil we give is not definite, it's possible. When they say the hand of Allah is His power, the istiwa of Allah is istila, the nuzul of Allah is maybe His decree, His order, the coming of His order, or the coming of the angels on His behalf, or by His command. The descendants of the angels by His command. Possible, possible, possible. When the Prophet mentioned that Allah will be putting His foot in hell, they said, putting His foot in hell, or maybe Allah will be creating a man or a human, a creature called foot, and He will put him in hell. Haram, ya akhi, his name is Foot. What is his guilt? What did he do to be thrown in hell? But would it be a problem if the Prophet told us that Allah will be putting His foot in hell, as it is narrated authentically in Bukhari? لا تزال جهنم تنزوي حتى يضع فيها رب العزة قدمه فتقول قط قط. This is authentic hadith. Yeah, it would be a problem for us if we do that. But as the Creator, what would be the problem with the Creator if He put His foot in hell, which Allah is His Creator, its Creator? What would be beneficial? What would be harmful to Allah? Didn't the Prophet say it? Yes. Should we be give it a different another meaning, or no? We shouldn't. We should believe what Allah. If we did not know the meaning, and that's very important. For example, something that you tried to know what is the attitude of Salaf about, but you did not find anything, and it has a problem with you. You know, you have a problem with it. In this case, yes, you are allowed to say Allahu A'lam, but you should be constantly striving to know the meaning of it. And this is not a general methodology to say about to take all comprehensively all the attributes of Allah with the same ruling. La. It's an exceptional ruling, exceptional case, that if something you did not know its meaning and you strove to find the illustration of the Salaf for it, you did not find, and it still have a problem with you, then you say Allahu A'lam, I don't know about it. In this case, yes, but not regarding all the attributes of Allah, because most, if not all, of the attributes of Allah have been illustrated, interpreted by the Salaf, and I can't give you much details. I'll just give you one example, but the Tafsir al-Tabari, all the other, the Qurtubi, etc., they are full with the Salaf illustration to Allah's attributes. None of the interpreters of the Quran, such as Tabari, Qurtubi, none of them, they said that no one should know about the meaning of Allah's attributes. None of them said it. So, then the type of ta'wil that those mu'awwila Ash'ari have is with possible or definite meaning. Their illustration is definite or possible? Possible. Look what Ibn Hajar said. And write this, it's very important. وَلَيْسَ مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقَ الْخَلَفِ واثقا بأن الذي يتأوله هو المراد ولا يمكنه القطع بصحة تأويله. Did you understand it in Arabic, Sheikh? I'll explain, I'll translate it. وَلَيْسَ مَنْ سَلَكَ طَرِيقَ الْخَلَفِ. As for those who followed the way of Khalaf, yani they did not follow the way of Salaf. Who are the Khalaf? Those who twisted the meanings. They gave wrong meaning of Allah's attributes, such as saying the hand of Allah is power. How can we say the hand of Allah is power? Some of them say the hand of Allah is favor. Hello. You know, if I hit you and you ask me, by what you hit me? I said, I hit you by my grace, my favor. So you'll be saying to me, oh, hit me more. Give me more because this is favor. Give me favor more. Oh, come on. So Ibn Hajar is refuting those kinds of Ash'aris, saying about them, those who followed the way of Khalaf, such as Mu'tazila, Jahmiyyah, he cannot be confident about his ta'wil, nor he can assure that his kind of illustration is sound and proper. He can't. Why? Because he's giving possibilities. And that's what Al-Maturidi himself, the establisher of the cult called Deobandis, in his book, At-Tawheed, page 74, he said, yeah, we give ta'wil to those attributes of Allah with a fact of possibility that we cannot absolutely claim that it is definite, that these meanings given are definite. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. You have told us that your way is not knowledge, because there is nothing in Islam, there is no space for possibility called ilm. When the Salaf gave meanings of Allah's attributes, did they give the meanings with possibilities, or they were speaking with ilm? Isn't this important? I want you to remember this, brothers. Those who are writing, write it down. It's very important. When the Salaf illustrated Allah's attributes, were they speaking of ilm or possibility? With ilm. But the way of those who came after, it's not with ilm. For sure, they are confessing themselves in their books that the attributes, the illustrating the attributes of Allah is a matter of possibility with us. We can't make sure that this is what Allah wanted. We can't guarantee that this is what Allah is contented with. No. So the people of falsehood, they are on two extremes of falsehood. Mufawwidah claim that not knowing the meanings of Allah's attributes is our way. But the books of tafsir, they cry them with lie. They charge them with lie. So there is no doubt that authorizing the meaning of something that Allah did not descend knowledge with is a matter of tafweed, yes. But what about the things that Allah inspired to the Salaf its meanings? Should we be refraining from? Who are you to refrain yourself from the knowledge that the Sahaba talked about? Now we're taking the knowledge from Sahaba and we say, no, Allahu A'lam, subhanallah. When one of the Sahaba knows that another Sahabi has a knowledge or narration, and he's in even Damascus, he goes to him. Even if he was in Uzbekistan, they go to him. If he knows that he has one hadith that he didn't know. They used to be traveling to seek the knowledge about even the one hadith. And now all the knowledge had been served, written in books, very easy to search for, very easy to find, yet those are still following, imitating the old aged methodology that they have. They still imitate it until today. Subhanallah. Let me give you here an important information about what was the attitude of Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari regarding these attributes. Look what he says. In his book, Maqalatul Islamiyyin, it's well-known book. Even the Ash'ari can never deny that this book belongs to Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. Some of them may claim without knowledge that some pages were added in the book. You make such claim, you have to prove it. We have many manuscripts of his book, Maqalatul Islamiyyin. That's why they cannot deny it. And if they claim that there are some papers added, we have the manuscript already. They can't play with that game. What did they say? What Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari say here? He said, مذهب أهل السنة والجماعة عدم التأويل. This had been mentioned by al-Dhahabi, especially this one, لا يتأول, they don't go to ta'wil. It's been mentioned by Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, volume 18, page 284. He said, no ta'wil. What does it mean, no ta'wil? Does it mean that we don't know the meaning? No. He's talking about the indulging and the dispute about Allah's attributes between those cults. That's what he meant. The only ta'wil is that we take from the Salaf, yes. He was not denying this. So he's saying, وَأَنَّهُمْ يُثْبِتُونَ لِلَّهِ الْيَدَيْنِ, that the way of Ahl Sunnah, that they affirm to Allah the two hands. The two hands. When he says the two hands, he's telling us that the way of those who twisted the hand of Allah, the meaning, it's wrong, because when they talk about the two hands, they say it's the power of Allah. How can we believe that Allah's power is dual? When we talk about the power of Allah, we're talking about comprehensively power of Allah. You can't say two powers, power A, power B. Does Allah have power A, power B? Or he is in general powerful? You can't say power A, power B. Yes, the airplane has engine 1, engine 2, engine A, engine B. Would you say that to Allah? So he said, the way of Ahl Sunnah, that they affirm to Allah the two hands and the two eyes. And they affirm to Allah the face, al-wajh, wal-istiwa. You know the meaning of istiwa. What's the meaning of istiwa? Raising over his throne. This fact had not been known by many Ash'aris, who denied the last stage of his life, of his way of life, of his way of deen, I should say. As a matter of result, they imitated the Mu'tazila. And you will see with the example. So what does it mean, the ta'wil of those cults? Those cults did not deny the attributes of God. They did not say, no, we don't believe in the attributes of Allah. No. But they said, we give it a special meaning, possible special meaning. And that will be consecrating it to the matter of ta'til, the denial. Why? Once they give it wrong meaning, khalas. Because they malfunctioned. They had frozen the right meaning of the attribute. That's why they used to say, even the Mu'tazila, look what they say. نؤمن بهذه الصفات لكننا نعتقد أن ظاهرها غير مراد. We believe in these attributes, but we believe also that its apparently meaning is not meant. Because it means that Allah Himself is raising over the throne. And they don't like this. They don't like it. How come Allah raised Himself over the throne? So that's why they said, we give it a special possible meaning. And we call that denial. Al-Murtada al-Zabidi is an Ash'ari scholar. He illustrated the book Ihya Ulumuddin for Ghazali, this person. He has a book called إتحاف السادة المتقين بشرح إحياء علوم الدين. In this book, what did he say? المعتزلة تصرفوا في الألفاظ بمقتضى عقولهم. سقاك الله من الكوثر. جزاك الله خيرا. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن الاختناث في الإناء. الاختناث في الإناء يعني to drink it like this, to make it upside down. The rear of it to be up and the front of it to be down. This is اختناث الإناء. The Prophet said this is not allowed. You should not do it. Okay? But I have to do it now. First, he did not bring me a cup. Second, it's mine. No one else is going to use it. And some scholars said, if this is the case, if it's only for you, no one is going to use it, so it's up to you. But it's better to take the hadith of the Prophet in general. I have to explain that to you because this is what I'm going to do now because I'm extremely thirsty. To the extent that I cannot wait for a cup to be brought for me. Bismillah. So, Al-Zabidi, in his book, إتحاف السادة المتقين بشرح إحياء علوم الدين, second volume, page 87, he said, معتزلة تصرفوا في الألفاظ بمقتضى عقولهم. The Mu'tazila tampered with the words of attributes of Allah. They tampered with them by mere reasoning, their own false reasoning, which is not reasoning in a matter of fact. فَأَوَّلُوا وَبَدَّلُوا. They gave wrong ta'wil, and they twisted, they changed the meanings of Allah's names and attributes. Let's see what Ash'ari said in his book, مقالات الإسلاميين now. For example, he said, الرحمن على العرش استوى. He said, Mu'tazila said, يعني استولى. It's very clear. He's telling you that Mu'tazila's misguidance about this is that they said, استولى. Allah, what's the meaning of استولى? Prevailed. Recontrolled the throne of Allah. Recontrolled? So before he recontrolled it, it was under the control of who? Another God? How can you say Allah istawla? We can say, for example, the Ethiopians istawla ala Somal, or Israel istawlat ala Palestine. Istawlat means they what? Conquered. So that means Palestine was out of Israel control before that. صح? So when we say Allah istawla ala al-arsh, it also applied to the meaning, right? That the throne of Allah was under the control of someone else. Then after Allah created the heavens and the earth in 7 days and 6 days, at the 7th day he recontrolled, he conquered the throne. Jazakallah khairan. He conquered the throne. You can't say that about Allah. طيب, why Allah should be telling us that he conquered the throne without telling us, I mean everything is conquered. Should we be saying, for example, Allah استوى على السماوات استوى على الأرض استوى على الجبال? Why he mentioned the throne? Yani he conquered only the throne among what he created? So other things other than the throne of Allah are still out of his control? See, they avoid the right meaning and they fall in many, many, many false meanings, which are worse what they thought it to be bad, which are worse than what they thought it to be bad. So Al-Ash'ari said, Mu'tazila said that istawa is istawla. And many Ash'aris today, they say istawa means istawla. They're imitating Mu'tazila. And by the imitation of Mu'tazila, they are opposing what Al-Ash'ari said about Mu'tazila. Al-Ash'ari said, قالت المعتزلة الرحمن على العرش استوى أي استولى. Why did he say that? In his book مقالات الإسلاميين, which I mentioned to you, confidently, they cannot deny this book, that it belongs to Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari. مقالات الإسلاميين, page 157 and page 211. And there's a book called تبيين كذب المفتري. It's for a man called Ibn Asakir, who is fully respected by the Ash'aris until today. Ibn Asakir al-Dimashqi, oh, he's a great Ash'ari scholar. No one can deny that. In this book, and he knows about Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari more than anyone else. And there's a small period of time, couples of years, between him and Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari. Very small period of time. He knows everything about him. He said that this is what Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari said, that Mu'tazila said, istawa means istawla. Today until now, the Ash'aris say, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You have taken the meaning of that from Al-Akhtal al-Nasrani, a Christian Arabic linguistic who is the only one who innovated the meaning of istawa. He's Christian. And yet you refuse what the Muslims, what Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari himself, you refuse what Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari said, and you go to a Christian person to take the meaning of istawa to stawla from him. What did they take from Al-Akhtar al-Nasrani? استوى بشر على العراق من غير سيف ولا دم مهراق. They said this line of poetry, it makes it obvious that stawa means istawla. What does it say? Bishr conquered Iraq without shedding blood, without raising a sword. He conquered Iraq without shedding blood. Mumtaz. So before Bishr conquered Iraq, was Iraq under his control? Yes or no? So when they bring this line of poetry, they are criticizing Allah, because they're making Bishr, because the poetry is so clear that Iraq was not under his control. When he had stawla al-Iraq, it became under his control. Subhanallah, this is so clear, obvious, that you should not be using this to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it's very obvious that stawa means stawa. You should not use it. You should not be referred to Allah. Yes, it's good for Bishr. And by the way, scholars denied that this line of poetry has any existence in history. Bishr never conquered Iraq. Do those people deny what Ash'ari said? And they hold fast to what an Orthodox Christian Trinitarian Orthodox taught them? Strange. In his book, رسالة أبي الحسن الأشعري إلى أهل الثغر, in this book, page number 233, what did he say? وليس استواء الله استيلاء كما قال أهل القدر. That means the Mu'tazila. He said, istiwa of Allah is not conquering istila as the Mu'tazila claimed. You know, some Ash'ari people, they said, yes, Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari said, Mu'tazila said that istawa means istawla. They have agreed with the people of Ahl Sunnah Aqidah. They agreed with us. What? In this book he's saying istawa, it doesn't mean istawla, because the Mu'tazila innovated that meaning. How can they say al-Mu'tazila wafaqu ahl as-sunnati fi? How can you claim that? Abu al-Hasan is not only saying that this is what Mu'tazila said, he's saying it shouldn't be. And you say, this is the way of Ahl Sunnah. What is the matter with those people? Wallahi, akhi, this ummah is panicked with those people. Abu Mansur al-Baghdadi, he is one of the most significant Ash'ari scholars. He has two books. One, Al-Farq Bayn al-Firaq, the difference between cults. And another book he has, it's called Usul al-Din. In this book, page 112, he's saying, زعمت المعتزلة أن استوى بمعنى استولى. The Mu'tazila claimed that stawa means istawla. وهذا تأويل باطل. And this is a false illustration. Why did he say that? He's Ash'ari. He's a great Ash'ari scholar. There's no Ash'ari, but he should know who's that person. He said it in his book Usul al-Din, page 112. Ibn Fawrak, the disciple of Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, he has a book called Ta'wil Mukhtalaf al-Hadith. And he has another book called Mujarrad Maqalat Abi al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. He said in this book, page 325, إن مخالفين يقولون إن معنى الاستواء الاستيلاء. Abu Bakr ibn Fawrak, he said, our opponents, is that correct? مخالفين? Huh? Those who differ with us, those who disagree with us, they claim that stawa means istawla. And this man is Ash'ari. He is the disciple of Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari. And now you have Ash'aris who say, what is the matter? This is the aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah to say that stawa means istawla. Subhanallah. By the way, Abu Bakr before he got killed by poison. Did I mention that to you before? The Ash'aris believe that as-sifa la tabqa zamanayn. They believe that the attribute does not remain in two different terms or times. So if the Prophet was described as prophet at that time, he is not prophet anymore now. This is a matter that people disputed about, and it caused a lot of fitna. And there's a leader of the Muslims at that time. His name was Mahmud ibn Sabaktakin. Mahmud ibn Sabaktakin. He was the leader of the Muslims at that time. And when he saw him making that claim and causing fitna between people regarding that, he added some poison in the water he gave him, and he forced him to drink it, and he died with the poison as a punishment for this thing that he claimed. Nevertheless, he is the disciple of Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari, and he said, our opponents claim that stawa means istawla. Also in the book Tabyin Kadhib al-Muftari, and I have those books, by the way, all of them. Page 150, I remember the page number until now. He said, وَقَالَتِ الْمُعْتَزِلَةُ اسْتَوَى أَيْ اسْتَوْلَى وَقَالَتِ الْمُشَبِّهَةُ اسْتَوَى أَيْ كَاسْتِوَائِنَا. Mushabbiha, those who liken Allah with His creatures, they said that istawa just like our istiwa. While al-Mu'tazila said istawa ay istawla. Then the author of the book said, فَسَلَكَ أَبُو الْحَسَنِ سَبِيلًا وَسَطًا بَيْنَهُمَا. Then Abu al-Hasan followed a way, moderate way between the both extremes. That means he did not accept what the Mu'tazila said, that Allah istawa means istawla. I want to show you how those recent cults, they imitate the evil previous cults while they don't know. And also, Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari said that Allah himself goes down to the lowest heaven. And He's the one who says, I am the Lord who asks me and I'll forgive him. Why did he say that? Why did he say that precisely? You know why? He said, خِلَافًا لِأَهْلِ الزَّيْغِ وَالضَّلَالَةِ. He said that Allah Himself goes down to the lowest heaven, saying. That means when He goes down, He says it. I am the Lord, I am the King. Who is He to seek forgiveness from me and I'll forgive him? He said, if the angel comes on his behalf, as you claim, the Mu'tazila, how come the angel say, I am the King, I am the Lord? Did you understand me? That's why he said, in opposition to those people of misguidance who claim that the one who goes down to the lowest heaven is not Allah, is the angel. Or they say the command of Allah goes down. The command of Allah doesn't go down only at the last third part of the night. The command of Allah, the decree of Allah is coming every single second. So what makes it significant for the command of Allah to come at the last third part of the night? And what makes it significant if the angels come down at the last third part of the night? The angels going up and down always and always. And what makes it significant to claim that the mercy of Allah, the forgiveness of Allah will be at that last third part of the night? It is significant. Allah is offering His mercy. Yeah. Also, Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari said, وَقَالَتِ الْمُعْتَزِلَةُ يَدُ اللَّهِ نِعْمَةُ اللَّهِ. He said, Mu'tazila claimed that the hand of Allah is the favor of Allah. Abu Mansur al-Baghdadi, he also said, Mu'tazila said that the hand of Allah is the power of Allah. وَهَذَا بَاطِل. And this is false. So the Mu'tazila gave two meanings to the hand of Allah. Some of them, they said the hand of Allah is the power of Allah. Some others said that the hand of Allah is the favor, ni'mah of Allah. No. Why? When you say, I wrote by my hand, would be any person ever think even for 1 second that he wrote by his power, not by hand? Yes or no? Never. If you said, I hit someone by my hand, will ever he be thinking that you hit a person by your power, not by your hand? No. And Allah said that He wrote At-Tawrah by His hand. How come this means that by His power? All right. When Allah said to Iblis, ما منعك أن تسجد لما خلقت بيدي? What is the thing that stopped you from making sujood to the one I created by my two hands? If the hand being power here, then the devil will be saying, and me also, you created me by your hand, which is your power. So what is it, the significance between me and Adam? Allah wanted to show the significance of Adam by creating him in a special way, by creating him directly by his two hands. When we say the power in general, there's no significance for Adam anymore, because Allah created Iblis by his power. So Iblis will be saying, so what is the significance between me and Adam then? Allah wanted to show Iblis a significance for Adam. One of the Ash'aris refuted this, subhanallah. Also, he said, saying that Allah's hand means favor, it is wrong. Why? He said Allah created Adam by his two hands. And the favor is what? Is the favor khaliq or makhluq? Favor. When I say I gave you a favor, is this favor makhluq? Yes or no? Yes. And Allah does not create makhluq by makhluq.
What about Yadam Mabsudatan?
We'll come to it. Remind me something before that. وقالت اليهود. Continue. وقالت اليهود يد الله غلت أيديهم وَلُعِنُوا بِمَا قَالُوا. So they affirm to Allah two hands or one? No. One. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He refuted them, He affirmed to Himself two hands. Okay? Now, He's talking about the favor, yes. Yeah, He's talking about karam, generosity. Right? But He mentioned what? The two hands. Okay. When you are generous, don't you give by your two hands? Huh? No. One hand or two hands? One, right? Okay. But when I say his two hands are extended, he gives, does this prove two hands or not? Because he's approving to himself two hands. Okay? Yes, we know. He's talking about the description of those two hands. They're extended for good, for giving. Those two hands are extended for... He's talking about the description of those two hands. But he's affirming to himself how many hands? Two hands. That's why he said here, وَالنِّعْمَةُ مَخْلُوقَةٌ, and the favor is created. Ni'mah, Sheikh. When I talk about favor, is this favor created or created? So how can you describe the hands of Allah that they are favor while the favor is created? You did not get it yet. No. I want to make sure that you say yes. I'm not forcing you. But if you have any doubt, tell me. I'm ready. نعمة. Habibi. This is ni'mah or not? Is it creator or created? So how can they say the hand of Allah is ni'mah? While the favor, the grace, is something created, granted to you, given to you. Clear? Clear 100% or 99?
100.
Alhamdulillah. Khalas. That's why he said, وَاللَّهُ لَا يَخْلُقُ مَخْلُوقًا بِمَخْلُوقٍ. And scholars said, أن الفعل, the action, إذا عُدِّيَ بالباء, if it's exceeded by the letter باء, like saying ضربني بيده, كتب بيده, فإنه يستحيل أن يراد باليد النعمة. If a person said, this man wrote by his hand, he hit by his hand, it is impossible. It is impossible to think that what is meant by the two hands is the ni'mah, is the favor. بل لا بد أن تكون اليد التي بها يضرب وبها يكتب. But it must be that the hand is used, that it should be the hand that was used for hitting and writing, not the power. At-Tirmidhi, in his book, Sunan At-Tirmidhi, and I wanted to write it down, this is important. He was making a commentary under the hadith number 662. He said, the Jahmiya people, you know the Jahmiya even are worse than Mu'tazila. Much ever worse. Al-Jahmiya, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, brought hundreds of verdicts of scholars that Jahmiya are kuffar. In his book, As-Sawa'iq al-Mursala ala al-Jahmiya wal-Mu'attila, he collected all the fatwas of scholars that those are kuffar, they have nothing to do with Islam. Look what At-Tirmidhi said here. In his book, Sunan At-Tirmidhi, volume 3, page 42, illustration under the hadith number 662, he said, Al-Jahmiyyatu qalu inna ma'na al-yadi al-quwwah. The Jahmiyyah said that the meaning of hand is power. So what does this mean now? That if we say the hand means power, is it the maqala, is it the ideology, the doctrine of Ahlul Sunnah? At-Tirmidhi here is saying those are the Jahmiyyah who said, who innovated that the hand of Allah means the power of Allah. May Allah forgive you. Okay, Abed? There's no more sugar in London? Oh. So this is evident that the recent Asha'ira, who differ from the early Asha'ira, they went back now to agree with the Jahmiyyah when they say that the hand means power, and this is the Aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah. How come? I'm sorry, inshallah, within 2 more halaqah, we will not be in any need of all of these illustrations or explanations. Khalas. Because we have explained everything. So the next one will be easier, less and less and less, inshallah ta'ala. But the bad news we have here, that I may not be given it anymore here, khalas. Because after tomorrow I'm traveling. And I'll be on earth, inshallah. Don't worry. I'll not go to the moon. Yeah, but the lecture, the illustration, the explaining of Tahawyah will be somewhere else. Because I have to. I was trying to find a place here. It was horrible. I have to write a book about searching for a property here in London. Really, I have to write a book. It was so difficult. So, we will stop here, inshallah, if you don't mind. Is it one hour already, right? It's more than 1 hour. So I would prefer that we stop here. If you have any question, please ask me any question regarding this issue. And somewhere else, probably it will be in Bradford, inshallah. We were talking about that today with the administration. The administration are happy with this, those classes, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless them. They really, I would like to extend my appreciation to them. They had made everything easy for me to go on with my classes, but we're discussing about that. I was suggesting that if there's a big screen, we have a big screen up. I think it's 48 or 50. We can place it there, just in front of the place of wudu. Here. We can put it there, and inshallah, I hope that I have strong internet there. You can see me on the screen. And even if you have questions, you can ask questions. But you cannot touch me. That's the only difference. You cannot touch me. But I'll be speaking, inshallah, with a good voice, a clear appearance. But it will not be personal. So, would it be good for you? Will you be attending just like the way you attend now? I hope so. I have no alternative. Yet I may come, inshallah. Basically, every 2 weeks I'll be coming here. So maybe 1 week I will not be given it here. The next week I'll be given it here, inshallah. No? 40? Every 2 weeks. Oh, we can make it, yes. Inshallah. Inshallah. خلاص, inshallah ta'ala. Type another question other than that.
How to get what you already asked anyway?
What?
We missed some of the sessions. How to get there?
Did I give you all the links? I have the links ready.
Yeah.
Orderly. I'll give you until tonight. I'm going to finish number 14, which is Friday. I'll try to finish this one today as well. So I'll be giving you all the titles with the links. And no, forget about YouTube. I'll give you the titles with the links, the number with the link. So you send it by WhatsApp to the brother. You can establish a group. I don't know how to establish a group in my phone, wallah. If I could, I will be doing that. And I can, inshallah, I'll be sending it to you, inshallah. But until I'll be learning something about how to establish a group, I'll send it to Brother Ubaid and he will be giving it to you. طيب. So that's the last question. Or we have more questions? 1, 2. No more questions. طيب. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. جزاكم الله خيرا. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. أهلا حياكم الله. الحمد لله. But we said no more. طيب. All right. Not me.
I learned that Al-Fatah has one limit. That he can't mix.
Like what?
He got a limit.
Who?
That he can't mix in with the creation. Is that correct? He can't mix in with the creation. He made a bond upon himself. He would not mix in with the creation. That's true.
Allah limits himself with what he will. So when he said that he is over the throne, he limited himself to be
Our creation.
out of our world.
Yeah, so my question is, when he comes to the lowest heaven, is the heaven not part of the creation, or does he not physically come back to himself?
We don't know how he looks like. Because the Salaf had disagreed about when he goes down to the throne, from the throne onto the lowest heaven. Will he be still over his throne? Or how will it be? Okay? We should not be indulging ourselves in that. Okay? Because you can't compare him to you. If he looks like me, yes, we'll be saying when he goes down to the lowest heaven, he will not be on his throne anymore. But he's not like me and you. You have to accept the two news about him and to keep quiet. Why? Because it's a matter of unseen to you.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And you see, just before the answer, just you see, when we pass away,
When you what?
when we pass away, it shall be the akhirah. It will be in the place of being judged in it. Would that be the same concept, or would it be?
Asham will be our place of gathering after our resurrection. Asham. But the earth, as Allah said, will be different than the current earth, and even the heavens will be different than the current heavens. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات وبرزوا لله الواحد القهار.
And will Allah be there with us, or
What?
will Allah be there with us? Because as we're creation,
Every person will be standing before his Lord. Every person, as the Prophet said. Every person. Okay? Barakallah fikum.
Someone had a question.
Mm.
You know the book you mentioned, Qala al-Islami? Was this written after he returned to Ahl-Sunnah?
Yes. How come this be? This also supports the fact that Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari, he repented and left Mu'tazila because he's saying Mu'tazila said, proving that they are misguided.
Was his belief before that Slower made the story?
For sure, because he's one of them. He was the head of them.
So why did the Ash'aris say that he's their leader?
What?
Why did the Ash'aris take him as their leader? If he was Mu'tazili?
It's just like Christians take Christ as their leader.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're kuffar, but I'm talking about the method, the same thing.
No, but if they have that belief that they're kuffar, as in we're not saying you
Huh?
if they have that Jahmi, Mu'tazili belief, that is stolen.
When we want to apply on someone,
Not on someone, but generally.
in general, yes. But this is a matter of ignorance because they have not taken all the way of Jahmiyyah. They took some parts of it. With the ignorance that this is the Jahmi belief. That's why you can't say that the layman people are Ash'aris. They don't know anything. How can you use their number as an evidence that Ash'ariyah is correct? Number one, to be major in numbers, that doesn't prove that they're right. We're going to talk about that, inshallah.
Every time the majority are misguided. Like in
Yeah. Ibn Asakir himself. At his lifetime, the Ash'aris were minor. Then someone said to him, if you were on the right way, why you are little people and we are more in numbers than you? So he said to him, this is not the scale. The majority in number and minority is not the scale. He said it. And we say it also to the Ash'aris. You know? That was mentioned in the preface of his book, Tabeen Kadhib Muftari. These questions, I want them to be recorded, and you ask me these questions after I stop my recorder.
So you can crop that bit and add it to the lesson.
Allah yahdik, yeah. That's why I say, please ask me when you're there. وإياكم حياكم الله. يا الله. عليكم السلام. هلا حياكم الله أخي. الحمد لله حياكم الله.
Beginning of February.
I wanted to ask, for married couples, how do they
For what? Married? Marriage? Married. I don't know. You just give me your details, and I send it to them. If they accepted you, then you negotiate with them, or go for the first time for first 6 months, okay, and try to, inshallah, and apply for your wife to be brought. They will do that.
So they can still fund it.
In many cases, they do. Yes, they fund it. Sure, they give you a